Welcome back to our channel where we cover everything there is to know about living or moving to Colorado Springs, Colorado. Today I want to talk about the real estate market in 2023, sum everything up, let you know kind of what happened, the trends we saw, whether or not prices went up, went down, and if in fact the market crashed in 2023. But before I get into it, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And thanks so much for watching. The rates, as everyone knows, probably through several media sources, interest rates for homes are up. They started increasing in 2022. And we've kind of seen a domino effect from that since May of 2022. So last year, winter was pretty slow across the nation, but here in Colorado Springs, it was some of the lowest selling months since they had been recording sales for real estate. So pretty slow with the rise in interest rates. This year, that trend kind of continued. Things were definitely slower, but what we did see was that there was a lot of opportunities for buyers and even sellers, depending on their situations. For buyers, of course, rates were higher. That means their payment is higher, affordability is down. You're not looking at 2-3%. We were looking anywhere from 6 to 8% interest rates on these homes. So what happened is that sellers actually had to get creative with needing to sell their home. So first of all, they were prepared better. The homes cleaned, staged, just more things were taken care of with sellers if they had the right agent preparing them for this slower market. And then on top of that, when it came to negotiations, sellers were more inclined to make repairs for buyers. So if there was anything found during the inspection report, before, when the rates were low and demand was high, sellers would not fix a lot of things. But this year we saw a lot of repairs being made by sellers that buyers did not have to worry about. And then sellers giving huge credits for closing costs, interest rate buy downs, temporary and permanent buy downs, that is, and just overall a more even playing field when it came to buying a home. So for sellers, they were in a good position if they were selling a home and then needing to upgrade to a bigger home, because the next person's home that they were buying was more accepting of the seller's contingency to have to sell their home because the market is slower. So more of those negotiation things are happening and were happening, making it easier for people to sell their home and then get into a bigger home because they did not have to worry about bidding wars on the next home or the next home not being willing to accept their contingency, which was a good thing. Kind of building on that negotiation and, opportunities part, builders weren't able to move their homes as they had been previously, which meant that we saw homes being sold for $30, $40, $50, $60, $70, sometimes $80,000 below list price, and builders giving fixed rates as an incentive to the buyer when they use the preferred lender. So I've had several people buy a home in 2023 and walk away with a 4.99, 5.25, 4.5 fixed interest rate that was paid down by the builder so that the buyer would have the lower fixed rate and would be more enticed to buy that new construction home. So we get this question a lot, why are people buying? The rates are so high. Most of our buyers are not paying that rate, or they're having, they're getting incentives from a builder, for example, to get a lower rate, or they are using credits that the seller is giving to buy down their rate if it's temporary or permanent. So just based on the situation, we're advising clients to the best of their scenario and then kind of helping them along the way. I do want to go over a few statistics that I've pulled up that kind of sum up 2023. And these are going to be in November, just because the December ones are not out yet, but I did want to put this video out before the end of the year. So our average home price for 2023 is $554,000, which is up 5.5% from November of last year. So last year, November, it was $525,000. Things are slow, rates are high. There are not as much sales, but The value of homes overall has gone up, which is a good thing, and does not indicate a crash in any way. The median home price was $466,000, up 3% from $453,000, and that's here in Colorado Springs, El Paso County. So again, there were opportunities. Home values increased. They did not increase as high as they had in 2020 or 2021 during the COVID buying frenzy, where interest rates were 2-3% and demand was super high. So bidding wars continued to raise prices and home values throughout the year, sometimes as much as 20-25%, which was not sustainable in the long run. And that's why a lot of people thought that a crash was coming, but we didn't see a crash last year. We didn't see a crash this year. And then I'll be putting out another video here soon with my predictions of what I think will happen in 2024. But hint, hint, I don't think it's a crash that's coming. Another statistic, the days on market are higher. So days on market is how long it takes for your home to be on the market to when it is actually gone under contract and then sold. So last year it took 34 days to sell your house, and now it takes 40 days. And December has been slower, so when that number comes out, I imagine it to be higher than that. This is an average, so some homes are selling in a few days if they're priced well, they're in a good area, the HOA is low, as opposed to some other homes that are maybe taking 4, 5, 6 months to sell. So it's an average. There are things that you can do to get your home sold quicker. So if you're interested, let us know and I'll send you our free seller guide to get you ready to sell your home for top dollar. And then another interesting statistic is that in 2022, we had the most amount of homes sold several months out of the year of 2020. And that has consistently dropped every year. So now we're selling about half as many homes as we were selling 3 years ago. And again, it's a combination of things, but with rates being at 7-8%, things are not moving as quickly as they were before, because for one, it knocked out a lot of people out of the buyer pool. They're just simply not able to afford a home, and it's actually cheaper for them to rent. And then, with that comes sellers not wanting to sell their home because they think they won't be able to get the value for it, and just other challenges that kind of factor into that. But overall, if you owned a home or bought a home in 2023, chances are you're not going to be experiencing a crash, and you could probably count on the value of your home going up over the long run, but at a much slower pace than we've seen, in the last few years. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us directly. We'd love to be a resource for you. And thanks so much for tuning in.